Have you ever been gaming or working online classes and your internet service constantly gets interrupted? First Nations Fiber is about to ensure that just won't happen again. Get ready for high speed at a new level. Click on fnfiber.com and sign up today. First Nations Fiber, empowering people through connectivity.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Season 4 of The Beading Table with your hosts, Teganohiakwa Margaret Standup and myself, Leith Makiwa. We are taping live in Kahnawake on this wintry day, meeting the ends of the polar vortex. And we have a very packed episode today. Many of you might have noticed that we kind of took a month break off in December. Lots of stuff happened and we just couldn't tape. So we are happy to be here in studio and ready to get into all of the juiciness of the beading table. Teganohiakwa, how are you today?
I don't know. I'm weird today.
It must be the planets
aligning. They're messing me up. Everything's fucking me up. Yeah, I don't know.
already swearing.
Start the year off with a bang like everything else. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I'm okay. I feel weird and tired right now, so I'm a little weird. So we'll see how this whole thing goes.
It's really interesting because Margaret and I really haven't talked for about a whole month.
Yeah.
Since before Christmas break. You went away and things were just wild and you had a wild, we didn't even talk about your trip. We don't necessarily have to talk about your trip on the air, but you know, like you were in some
I'll talk
crazy
about
places.
I'll just, because most people who follow me anyways, probably some of it, but yeah, we went away right after Christmas, right after New Year's actually. So we went to LA. Like we were there during the fires and all of that, so it was a little wild. We went to Santa Barbara the first few nights, so that was so nice. It was amazing. It was all, you know, the area is beautiful, everything. And then we drove up the coast, the Highway 1, and we got into LA, which, not to knock it, but is not my cup of tea. I'm not like, I don't mind cities. Actually, I do enjoy visiting cities. I don't like staying in cities, and I'm not a city gal. So we went into Anaheim and we were there the remainder of our trip. So we were just in the city for about 2 days when the fires started all up like in the Palisades and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really wild. It was a little nerve-wracking. Like it definitely put like our alerts on the whole trip. So I don't want to be like, oh, they ruined our trip, like, you know, but it was just, I was just very nervous. It was sad. It was like very a solemn type of feeling because all these people are losing their homes and their possessions and
displaced and where they're going to go. And
exactly. Yeah. So it was like pretty chaotic and you could feel it. You could feel the atmosphere of it all. So it was really sad. It did kind of make us kind of just stick to where we were.
Were you at Disney by then?
Yeah, we were staying on the Disney grounds or whatever. Yeah, so we didn't really want to explore too much, not knowing like what was going on more in the city. And then the other one started too in Pasadena and all of that. So all the areas that are like a little more touristy was all up that way. And I was like, it's better if we just don't go out there. We don't know what traffic's like. We don't know the state of how things are. So we just kind of stuck around our hotel. LAX is close to that area too.
To the fire area, I mean?
Yeah, it's not in immediate danger, but it's closer. And so we were worried most of the time. Greg kept checking like
about flights.
Yeah, every day. Like, okay, did they change us? Did they move us? Did they cancel us? You know, so we just kept checking that. I did make a post about the alerts that we got. One day we went to...
Oh, yes, I saw that one.
Yeah, we went to Laguna Beach and we're like, let's just go. And that's further south. So it was away from the fires and all that. So out there, you couldn't even tell anything was going on. Like the sun's shining, it's beautiful and everything. And we were driving and the area is absolutely beautiful. It's very deserty. And it was like this kind of like a valley, really, but like real tight. Because now you're just driving on like a two-way road and it's just mountains on the side and it's so dry. It's like there's cactuses and tumbleweeds and like... So I was thinking, like, if this were to ever catch fire, which it has in the past, you know, I was like, this would be gone in a heartbeat because there's so much, you know, dry kindling, basically. Anyway, so now we spent our day there. Coming back, our phones went off and it was saying, like, evacuation warnings. Like, so I'm like, wait.
And that just goes off just because of like your location. Is that where it is? It's
It
like
follows
kind of like,
your location,
Okay.
yeah. But I was confused because I was like looking around. I'm like, I don't see smoke. I don't see nothing. So I'm like, is it GPS following us? Like, am I evacuating Laguna Beach? Like, is it here or am I getting back to Anaheim and my hotel's burned down? Like, I don't understand what the hell's going on. So we were so confused and all 4 of our phones went off. So we're like, okay, now we got nervous. So we drove back. Everything seemed fine. Like, we walked into the hotel. Everyone's like business as usual. So I'm like, well, what the hell? So we got into the hotel and I was just like, everybody pack up. Like, just pack in case. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Okay.
Like, just pack. So maybe about 20 minutes later, I'm like, let me Google this shit, like, and see what the hell's going on. It was a false alarm that was sent out to the entire state.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it was a false thing. It was being sent to everybody. So I was still kind of like, okay, pack it up. Like because then we still kept getting them like nonstop. So I'm like, is this real now? Like, or is this still a fake? Like, anyways, so that was basically our trip. Yeah. So it was wild. We came home. We were exhausted, I think, just from the whole.
Because you must have been like stressed the whole I'm like, not stressed on a level where you couldn't enjoy, but your body was just a little bit tense, right?
We were always like just on alert and like, okay, ready. Because Greg and I, like the last day, we were kind of like, what if we do have to evacuate? Like, I don't know this area. I don't know the climate. I don't know nothing about California, you know? So I'm like, what are we going to do if we do have to evacuate? Like, where are we going? What are we doing? You know, the Palisade fires were pretty far from us. Like it's an hour drive from us through a city. The Pasadena ones were also through the city, but they were closer. They were at least 45 minutes from where we were. So that one was the one that was kind of freaking me out a little bit more. And then, of course, you see the news and it's all like, oh, well, all this, whatever. So it was kind of saying like the winds were changing that last night. We were going to be there and it was blowing it into the city. So now I'm like, well, what the frick does that mean? Like, anyways, so.
You had a little bit of anxiety going into the trip. I can just imagine. I know you don't like to fly and all that kind of jazz. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, and then,
And then flying back. Oh, yeah.
Flying back was a wild ass trip.
Oh, really?
The first flight was amazing. It was super cool, calm, whatever. Everyone was sleeping, whatever. I don't really sleep on planes. We all took melatonin though. We were like, okay, good night. Like we all just went to bed. The last flight though from Washington to Burlington was horrible. Like my daughter was like, we're going to die. Like they were.
What? Was that bad?
Yeah. Her and her friend were sitting in, it was a small plane though. That's why. So every little air pocket we felt, we were flying and.
Was it like just 2 on each side? That one?
2 and 2. So we were up in the air, maybe not even 20 minutes, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And it started shaking little bits. And so we're like, all right, cool, whatever. And then it got real bad. So it was like, he came on, he's like, well, we're trying to find better air. And I was like, okay. So we just kept like, obviously dropping up and down.
Yeah.
And now because he's trying to find better air, we were literally flying up and down to try to find something. So now as we're going up, as we're going down, the plane kept tilting also to the sides. So we were like literally just like
swaying back,
swaying, dropping. There was a lady in the back screaming.
That's I think that's the hardest part is well, when you can't control anybody around you and it's not irrational.
No, yeah.
It's totally rational. It's just like,
I was like, it was weird. I was like, I think I left my body. I was just like, all right, we're okay. I'm safe. I literally had to just be so present so that I wasn't freaking out and running up the aisles or something. Like I had my hand on the front seat, like death grip. I was holding Greg's leg and I had my legs braced, like, and I just kept thinking like, we're okay. We're safe. We're safe. We're okay. We're not crashing. It's just uncomfortable. It's just not fun. It's just uncomfortable. So I looked over at my daughter and her friend. They were like holding each other's arms. They were like super tense and yeah, it was wild. And that was about 25 minutes of that. Yeah. And then it stopped and he's like, okay, prepare for landing. I was like, oh my God.
You had to drive home.
Then we had to drive home. Yeah. We all went to bed. Poor Greg was like, his eyes were burning. He was trying to drive now. And I was like, oh yeah. So that was my trip. So it was, I don't know what it was.
It sounds like an adventure. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was. Other than all that, it was nice.
It was a good trip then. Was that the first time you went to that area? Because I know you've been to different Disney resorts around the world.
Around the world, yeah. Yeah, that was the first.
And how did it rate compared to other ones?
The hotel itself was beautiful. It was really nice. Like I said, though, it's the middle of a city, so it was a little weird for us. We don't know the area. We were a little nervous. Like, we don't want to drive into a not good neighborhood.
Yeah.
And GPS doesn't
tell you that.
Yeah, it don't care. So it
doesn't discriminate, which is good. But
not, yeah. So whatever. So that was the only downfall. The parks though were amazing. Like, they were really nice, and it was really nice to experience like Disney different, because we do go to Florida often. So yeah, the parks were really nice. The girls had a lot of fun, and yeah, so that was really fun. The beaches, Laguna Beach, I think was my favorite. It was just beautiful. Like, the cliffs, the ocean, everything was so nice. The area. It's a little wild though. Like, you're driving along the highway, and it's like tsunami warnings, and then not warnings, but like signs. Like, there's all the routes.
Yeah.
So it's like things you don't think of being here, you know? And then there was the fires, and then it's like earthquakes. I was like, how the hell do people live here?
Snakes and whatever.
Yeah. So it's just different, totally different. Not what we're used to here. So it was different. It was nice to experience it though, and be somewhere different. But yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Well, I didn't do anything exciting like that. I didn't close all my books from 2024. I still have maybe 2 projects I have to do, but that's not something pressing. But yeah, so I just did the regular.
Yeah.
Just did the regular, what I do for the vacation time, and that's it. And I've been just working and beading like crazy this past couple weeks. So yeah. It is. I mean, thankfully I got my mojo back. I got it back yesterday. And that's why I've been posting online, just because I need to be accountable. Like, I really have to, because I have too many things going on. So I thought, like, I would do that. But I wanted to ask you how exciting it was yesterday watching your daughter play basketball, because we haven't been able to, because it's been over a month. And so the last time we talked about anything to do with your daughter, she had her second surgery.
Yeah.
So, so I know you posted on Instagram, so I thought you'd just share with the public what is going on.
Oh, yeah. So she's been doing physio. She still has been being followed by her surgeon and stuff like that. But it's nice when they're like, okay, we can see you now in like 3 or 6 months instead of like once a month. So yeah, yesterday we went last week actually to the surgeon for a follow-up. And he said everything looks good. She still does get sore once in a while and whatever, but the pains and all that stuff are gone. So he was like, yeah, you need to get back into something, like moving more and strengthening it, basically. She has been doing physio since her surgeries, since August. So she's been doing that, but it's like every 2 weeks or something like that, or whatever. So he said, yeah, go back to life, go back to sports, do whatever, kind of do it slow or whatever. So yesterday she played her first game. So it was so nice. I didn't cry. It was good. She went out. She was on the first line, and you could tell though she got a little sore, because then she sat maybe 2 lines after, and then she went back out like 2 or 3 more times after that. So she did really well. She was so nervous. She was so poor.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was like, oh my God, like she hasn't played in a year.
Oh, a year? Okay.
Yeah, since right before March break last year. That was the last game she played. She played, and then I'm pretty sure she fractured her foot, and that's how we figured out everything was going on. So, but yeah, it was so nice. It was nice to see her back out there. It was, just her the team has come a long way from like the last 2 years. So they did really well. They won. I forget what the score was, like 30-some to 10 or something like that. But yeah, it was so nice. We were there, and me and Greg, we were cheering her on, and just enjoying the experience.
Good, excellent. Yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for her, because I know that she really enjoyed basketball, whether it was here in town or when she went and she was playing in that mixed league. So so I'm just glad that she's able to do it, get back out there. I know it's important for people to. It's important for us all to be able to get active
and do it again. Well, and it gives her back like some kind of a passion there. It's she's got something to do. So so that was nice. That was lovely. So what are we going to do now? I have because we didn't record before Christmas, we had a million questions that we didn't answer. So we can kind of, I guess, dive right into those. Some of them may be repetitive, so maybe if we've already answered them, we won't go back over them. I just wrote them all down. So some of them I may not even remember what the answers were. So yeah. So we're going to start. Oh, and this is kind of very fitting because it's winter and cold out. So first question, best lotion for your dry beading hands.
Oh my goodness, I'm like a lotion. I acquire lotions. I would say there's two different ones that I like. There's that one that's like in a green tube.
Working hands?
Yeah, but it's greasy. So it wouldn't be something I would use like during the day if I was doing beadwork. It was kind of like, it would be something I would use like maybe before I go to sleep. Or sometimes when I'm like working at work sometimes. But when I use I kind of use it religiously just because it's in my bedside table. But it's at Kiehl's.
Yeah.
Kiehl's, and I don't really care for the smell. Like it's like more like, it smells like medicinal, I think. Like there's something about it, but it's a hand cream. I like that one. It's not very greasy like the other one. The other one is like more, seems like it's like more petroleum based, it seems like. This one is like more like a lotion. Yeah. So I like those two. And then I also like just one that smells kind of good too. Yeah. And I'm kind of drawn to the small ones that are just easy. Sometimes you find them at like Winners or Home, like, like those kind of small ones, just because I like to keep them in my purse and it's good that way. But you have to kind of watch too, because some of them, because I think they have fragrance, they might have alcohol in it. And so they're kind of, so although they're,
dries your hands all you want.
Yeah. But I've noticed this winter, and it happened in the last 2 weeks that I really noticed, is that it's not necessarily just where my nail is, like where my nails are. That's where I usually tend to get the driest, just because like pulling thread or washing dishes and all that kind of jazz. So I usually get like little, I don't know, not hangnails, but just like skin that's there. Yeah. And it's easy to pick, and I try not to pick my finger, my skin around, because then you're just like, but I noticed this year that the actual palms of my hands, you can hear them. They're like rough. They're rough.
Sandpaper.
They're sweating now, but yeah. So it's hard because that's where you need to like pull your needle and stuff like that. And I don't really like to have anything on my hands because it just feels like they're greasy. Yeah. Like the actual palms, the tops, I don't mind. But yeah, so this year I noticed it's a little bit different. Maybe it's because I might be coming into the change area. And then, maybe that's just what my body's drawn out. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the ones I like. How about you?
I hate lotion, so I cannot stand the way it feels on my hands.
You hate lotion and you can't stand the way it feels.
I don't. So I can put like, for the sake of my body not drying up and shriveling away, but I do use certain things, but like my arms and legs, that's it. Like I'll have to put stuff, and then I got to wash my hands. I can't stand the way it feels. But do you tend
to be more on the dry hand side? Like some people,
yes.
Okay, because some people don't have that problem. I noticed at work. I'm like, oh my God, your hands look so nice.
No, I am dry. They do. If it gets really bad, then I just have to bite the bullet and put lotion on. But it's just whatever the hell's in my house, because I don't invest in anything, because actually Greg does have that working hand. So I've been. If I really have to, like last week they were, because we went from warmer, it was kind of cold there, but warmer to freezing. Well, I came back and my hands were splitting. So there was like cuts all over the place. So I had to use it, but I'm the same. Like I don't like the way it feels. I have like this thing. I don't like the
texture,
the feeling on my hands.
Sensory.
Yes, I can't stand it. So I don't normally use anything. Okay. Even when I lotion up like my legs or something, I have to wash my hands right after, because I'm like, oh, I feel like, I don't know, feel dirty or gross or I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, it feels like that. Yeah.
Grimy.
So yeah. So that's the one question, number one.
So,
oh God, I don't like that sound.
No, this is interesting. I'm not going to call her out, but you know her well. What's the future of beading?
What?
What's the future of beading? Any visions? Where do you want to go?
Oh, for the future of our beading, or beading in the whole sense of the word? Because that's, I was like, what?
I don't know.
It's like, what's the future of fashion? So actually I wrote that, I didn't write that specific question on my thing, but I wrote on the bottom, reevaluating choices and upcoming movements in work, etc. So that's what I wrote on my thing, like if I was going to talk about something. And so I'm in the process now of applying to, Santa Fe, because the deadline for anyone who's interested. Hint, hint,
March.
the deadline is February 15th.
Oh, is it? Oh,
So I think there is like, I think last time I checked 15 day. No, 15. No, whatever. It's like 50. Yeah, I believe it's February 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone who's interested, then, just look for the website or whatnot. So I'm doing that, but then I'm also looking into one other market I want to apply to for this upcoming year. And I'm not going to say what yet, because I just want to keep that in the wraps. But but yeah, so I'm looking into that and then thinking like, what am I going to do? Am I going to continue working? I don't know. I have these other projects coming up, like not commission projects, but projects from the heart, fueled by love, literally. So I have those coming up, and I haven't actually answered them on Instagram, but I was asked if I was taking on cradle board commissions, and I was like, the answer is no. I didn't tell them yet because I just haven't had a chance to write. Like I'm kind of.
That's like a whole year's worth.
I know.
Of work. Holy shit.
I'm kind of. This is my first week since Christmas break that I've had not a work week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get all my stuff done, and I'm one of those like I'm a procrastinator and I don't like to do paperwork. And even though writing somebody on Instagram doesn't seem like paperwork, it is paperwork to me. And so I'm just like, how do I say no without wanting to like say maybe I could? Because I'm always up for a challenge.
I knew, yeah.
But I'm not taking any orders for cradle boards, and I would like to make another one like myself. Really, I would. Mm-hmm. It's just that, like you said, it's a long process, and I have to really know how to make one. I made one. It doesn't mean I know how to make many. I got to So I'm trying to like reevaluate that. So I think for me, my focus or what is really whatever I want it to be, really, that's what I think beadwork is, whatever creative. I want to do something cool, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. Every year I say that, maybe I'll just do the same old. Who knows? I'm doing the same old anyway, it seems like, because every year I have graduation outfits and stuff like that. So yeah. How about you? What is the future of beadwork?
I don't know, to be honest. I feel like
I'm doing a class. Ooh. You did a class, or you're doing a class in Agwazesne, right?
Yes, on this Sunday.
I am going to do a class in Agwazesne.
Very nice.
With the same lady.
Nice.
I think I might send her sea moccasins.
Oh my God, can I come?
She didn't post it, but I don't see why not.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so, I mean, I kind of feel bad I haven't done one here, but I kind of want to get my feet wet, I guess.
Well, it's nice to go and travel and see different people, meet new people. Like I'm really excited for the class that's coming up.
Yeah.
I am actually going in reverse. I feel like I was just thinking of it yesterday. I was talking with somebody about beadwork and life and all that, and I am kind of taking a step back. Like I have not beaded in about a week. Uh-huh. I just don't have the drive, and it's not even the drive. I just don't care right now. I do have orders, so I will be getting back to it. It's not that it's just whatever. I'm just in a place where
we just got home too, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not like you.
Yeah, but I kind of want to just not do anything right now. That's I
like commit.
Yeah, I don't want the commitment. I don't want I don't think it's stressful. It's not anything about that, but I feel like I just need to stop for a little bit, because I feel like the constant go does not create any space for any creativity or imagination or anything. So I feel like I just need to stop for a little bit, and I mean, like there's things that I've already committed to that I have to do, all of the grad orders that I'm doing. So once that's done, anything in between, I think I'm just stopping. I'm not doing really anything for a while. Even my classes right now, like...
Yeah, I saw that. You posted that you were only gonna...
Yeah, I'm done now with teaching beadwork until I feel like maybe I want to again. And that might only be in a few years. Maybe it's only in 5 years. Maybe it's only in 10 years. I don't know. I'm fried. I'm tired of it. I feel like there's a huge responsibility sometimes placed on teachers or beaders or whatever, things like that. And I just don't want that responsibility anymore. Like there's so many other people who can teach. There's so many other people who have taken classes and they can do it. So yeah. And I don't feel bad. Before I used to feel like I was obligated, or I like, oh my God, I was given these gifts and I have to share them with the world. Now I'm just kind of like, I was feeling very resentful for a little while. That's kind of passed, but I just reevaluating, and I'm tired. I'm just tired.
That is totally awesome. Yeah. I think it's awesome in regards to like, I've been telling people, so I work as a teacher coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times, I think depending, it doesn't really matter where you work, but I think especially for teachers, there's that kind of what you talked about, the responsibility, you feel guilty and all these kind of things. And I was talking sometime over the March break with somebody, and I just said, I said, I would never advocate anybody to leave any of their positions, or especially somebody who's working in language, because I think it's so important, all these things. I said, but the first and foremost thing that I want to see people who are healthy, happy, and striving and doing what it is that makes them feel wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And our community members who are loving what they're doing and all this kind of stuff, right? Because that's what you want. Like, you want a healthy community, and you need healthy people.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes it's just looking and saying, like, maybe that's not for right now. Like, just like you said, like right now, maybe it's just like, I need a break, and then maybe I'll get back to it. And if not, then however you feel, whatever fills that area will be good for you, because those are the choices that you're going to make. Right. So I think that's so important, is just being able to say, you know what, I really enjoy this, but it's not doing me any favors, and which it doesn't do anybody else any favors either, So yeah, good for you to taking that chance. It's a big thing.
Yeah. Well,
especially when it's money.
Yeah. So that's the other problem. So it's just, so I will do what I have to do when I have to do it, kind of thing, in terms of money, because that is my income. But yeah, I'm not worrying about it. I'm just in a very, I don't know what the word is, but I just feel like I'm floating around, but I'm okay with it. I'm not in a shitty place where I'm like hating it.
Yeah.
But I just don't care. I just don't want, I don't want to do anything. I bought books. I
saw you read. You post.
Yes.
I mean, I saw you posted a picture of you reading a book. I'm like, holy.
Yeah, I bought Sherlock Holmes. I plan on reading all of those.
That's your genre of choice? Is that something you like that kind of books?
I like mystery. I like, I don't know what else I bought. I like fantasy too, to a certain extent, but not when it's like crazy. Yeah, I like say Harry Potter type of shit and stuff like that. So I bought all books like that.
Did you read while you're on vacation or no?
Did I? I brought my book, but I didn't
read. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't read. But yeah, I'm just trying to be doing things for me this year.
You should get a job at a store, a convenience store. That's kind of, I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, so that's kind of like one of my dreams, I guess. I've always wanted to be somebody who works at reception. I really like that idea. Mm-hmm. But I don't have this. I probably do have the skills, but I don't necessarily have the necessary skills to do like reception in terms of like doing secretarial work and that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't be able to. I could be like saying like literally saying hello and welcome and have a seat and I'll take your number down. Yeah. That's fine with me. That's good. That's what I like.
Yeah.
But I always want to work at that's, I think, one of my things. If I ever left whatever job it was I was doing and just did beadwork on the side, I would like to work at a convenience store. Mm-hmm. Not the kind that sells candy, though, that has to like
constantly. Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe. But that's one of the things I always wanted to do is work at. Because not to say that it's not a stressful job, because it is, because you're working with the public and you're working with money and you're working with somebody else's money. Mm-hmm. But it's not one of those things where you got to like take it home with you, really. It's like kind of, you can just go there, do your thing, turn around, go home, and then like that's it, and wait for your next shift or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's how I'm feeling lately. Anyways, like, I don't know. Maybe it's time for change. So we'll see. I don't know. So next question. I don't remember. I'm going to say the question. Maybe you'll know, but
okay.
I don't remember what the context was.
Okay.
And I think I asked and I didn't write it down. So,
okay.
What do you do with fabric that bleeds? Do you still use it or do you get rid of it? I don't remember what that was.
I don't know what that was. Maybe somebody used fabric that bleeded? I don't know.
I feel like I clarified and I didn't write it all.
I think one of the preventative measures is, depending on what kind of fabric you're using, is you wash it beforehand. Like, when you buy calico, you should wash it. But I don't know. I've had that happen with thread, though. Like,
you know what I'm thinking? Maybe it's like, no, it would be the same thing. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, I've had that with thread where I used a red thread on, actually, I think it was a cradle board piece where I used a red thread to put some stuff down, like to do beadwork. And then I didn't like it and I took it off and it left a line on it. Thankfully, I was beading over it, but it still was, oh my goodness. Yeah, so it's the only time. But I still use it. You just use it on, you just have to know
how to correct it or how to use it or whatever.
Yeah, use it on something that's dark rather than light.
Alrighty. So this was a big topic at the time.
Surprise,
last year.
surprise.
Nah. So, the Valentino ripoff.
Oh, yeah. So I guess after, well, because it was like a really big deal, right? You know,
Mhm.
and then, so I know it wasn't the first time they did that. I believe a few years ago they did another one. I think it was them. I'm not sure if it's one time or two times. I think it was more than one time anyway.
Nama binges.
I think. But I know, like, I mean, obviously that's something that hasn't just necessarily been associated with maybe that fashion house. I know there's other fashion houses. I believe it was Chanel. I could be misquoting right now, but
Don't come for us.
don't come for us because I'm not 100% sure because right now I don't have the facts in front of me. But I know that there were other fashion houses that had, I can't even think of the word, wronged the creative process. Yeah. The creative process and used other people's designs for their gain, monetary gain. And then it's not like just like a little $100 here. It's like mega bucks, right?
Yeah, that's like millions and yeah.
And so, yeah, so I know that. So that wasn't.
Yeah. So when I first saw it, I didn't really, I'm more of a swiper. I don't really check all that much. So
Like
I was
you
just
did
like,
deep dive kind of deal?
yeah, I didn't do any deep dives. I didn't even really look. So I was like, oh yeah, they did that. Oh, that sucks. Okay, whatever. So I just kind of kept going.
Yeah.
So then it was only later on I was like, okay, wait, let's look at this. So when I really looked at it, I was like, holy shit, the whole thing is completely
the
ripped
same.
off.
Yeah, the whole
Because
thing.
at first I just thought like,
You just see a little bit, right?
yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, they use it as like inspiration, whatever. And then when I looked, I was like, oh my God, this
Yeah.
is like a full on recreation.
Yeah.
Everything, like the colors, the beads, the design, everything. I was like appalled kind of. I was like,
Yeah.
and on top of it now, it was the purse, I believe, was an artifact type of thing. So the actual artist has passed away for quite some time.
Yeah.
So it's an antique piece. So who the hell's going to come and try to fight? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's their thinking.
Yeah.
Like nobody can lay claim now, like, or I don't know. But yeah, they pissed off like a lot of people for that one. So
I would
way
just
to go. No.
Yeah, like I mean, it's one thing to be pissed off, and there's one thing to say, you know, I'm so pissed off that I'm not going to buy their stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how many people are buying Valentino. Like I mean, that is not something that I am purchasing, have ever purchased in my lifetime. Nor do I think I would ever do that.
Yeah.
But if that's a stance, then put your money where your mouth is, you know, kind of thing, and hopefully people just not do that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's me too. I was just like, wow, dirt bags. Like, okay.
Yeah. Dirtbags. So if you choose to do anything that's on your own accord, we are not telling anybody what to do. We're just saying that in our opinion, we would not buy from them ever again. Well, I never did.
Yeah, me either. I don't got that kind of money. I wouldn't be spending it on that. So next is how to learn. I don't know why I wrote it like this. How to learn the raised beading. I don't know why I wrote it like that.
Take a class.
Oh, wait. There's more to it.
Okay.
Sorry. How to learn the raised beading when living outside my community or your community or your community. Yeah.
So taking a class might be a little difficult if you're not living in the community where they're teaching that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
You reach out, you do what most people do. You inbox other people and you ask and hope somebody is willing to
teach you and
help you. You also try and you practice, do what everybody else does, take pictures of everybody's stuff and like
just keep trying until you have the opportunity maybe to learn from somebody's firsthand or even have a chance to talk to somebody or whatever. But yeah, that's it. That's all.
That's how most of us learned before there were classes.
That's how I do it when yes, I know various techniques and different things, but if I get a new shape or something and I want to do something new, I still have to do the same thing I would have done a long time ago.
Just do it.
Just keep trying and then take it off or whatever. So yeah.
Yes. Practice.
Yes.
Okay. Next one.
Yeah.
What are some projects that we could make with cotton canvas? So this stemmed because I had a yoke class before Christmas and people had shitloads of cotton canvas left over. So they were asking like, what else can they use other than yokes? So.
And cotton canvas, I know that Grant gave me some, but my cotton canvas is red. So I thought I was going to make something like, not necessarily, I don't know if I was going to bead on it, but I was going to use it for something to be seen, not necessarily in your case in a backing. So I don't know. You can make a bag out of cotton canvas. Like you can make utility bags out of cotton canvas that you would just carry. It was just like the totes people have that are made out of Well, they're made out of canvas.
Yeah, canvas bags.
Yeah, you can just do that. You can, I don't know what else you can do.
You can use it for, it was for yolks. I started using that as the backing.
You can use it for purses too.
Purses,
Anything,
you can use
really.
it. Cuffs, it's actually really good for cuffs because it moves, but it has like some stability to it. Yeah, you can use it for all of that. You can do anything you want.
And I think I'm talking a long time ago, but like in the late 80s and the 90s, people made like powwow regalia out of canvas. Like they beaded their stuff on canvas too.
Because it's durable, yeah.
Yeah, it's durable and it's, so, that's an option too.
Oh, it says, what are some of the pros and cons to it? So
I don't know. I never used con canvas. I have some, but I never used it. So
some of the cons of it, I would say, is that you sometimes the weave at the ends it frays really quick because it's like it's all woven.
I've had that thing, and I use masking tape on the end of my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I put masking tape at the ends, especially when I used to do cross stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could do that. I don't really have any other cons other than that. It's pretty good. I don't know. I like I use it. The pros are just, I don't know. I like the stability of it. Oh, the cons are, it's not really a con, but I have had this before where you have to make sure the color you're using, if you're using it for a backing, don't get colored. Because now you have because it comes in a million different colors. So I've had somebody in the past use, say, white velveteen and their backing was like a certain
you can
color.
see it. And
you can see through it.
I could imagine too, if you're pulling your thread, that it might even pull some of the fibers out from the cotton canvas.
And then you're going to have it all over. So that would be a con, I guess. It's not really a con, just don't, whatever,
Yeah.
And pros, I don't know. I like it. It just it holds up. It's durable. It's almost like using jeans.
Yep. I've used jeans in the past.
So it's similar to that. It's durable and whatever. So that's that. So next is how to keep the integrity of velveteen when frequently transporting it. Ooh. Oh.
I just say it is what it is.
Yeah.
For me, I think it depends on if you're transporting already beaded stuff or stuff that there's three ways. One, the integrity when you're putting it away because you bought like 4 yards of it or whatever. That's always not fun.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has a closet that can hang it up. Like, when you go to those places and you buy fabric, they're hanging up. I don't have that. I just fold it and put it in a bin actually. And however it comes out of the bin is how it comes out. Then there's a second one where you're in the process of actually beading on it. And then you're transporting it from place to place.
I think that's what it was.
And then the third one is beaded items are ready and they're yours and you're going from like power to power. In that case, I'm just like, however it comes out is how it comes out. Like, like for me, once it's living and stuff, I'm like, I would love to see the creases. I would love it to just be worn out because that means people are using it. I sometimes fold my stuff, but I always make sure that if I'm folding it, if the beadwork is not touching any other part of any of the velvet that's not beaded, because it will leave an impression. I usually put my beading mat in between it and something else if I have to. If I'm transporting things that are like, say, preps, like say it's cuffs and there's no beadwork on it, I always put the velvet to the velvet.
Yeah.
Facing,
I usually hang it. So if it's like a project that I'm like in the works and I'm beading it, transporting it, I usually hang it. So I'll put it on a
yoke,
hanger.
you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what it was. I believe that's where this question was stemming from, like a yoke, like a bigger, could be for whatever. But for a yoke, I usually, they have those velvet hangers.
Oh, yeah.
So then it's not flying off your hanger too.
Yeah.
I usually do that. I
put it in a cereal box too. Like anything, I put it in. I usually make a cereal box.
A big, whatever.
Like a portfolio case kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I'll make one,
I usually fold it too in a certain extent, but same like what you said. Yeah, I fold it, but that's only if there's already beading on it.
Yeah.
And I'm not creasing it and doing all kinds of stuff to it. Yeah, you just got to be careful. That's all. Especially yolks, because everything dents it super easy, or it just whatever. It's because it's such a large piece that you're trying to keep like intact. So I usually just hang it. I keep it in the shape that it would be worn on. So that's what I do. Okay. So how to keep velveteen clean while working with it and when you're done with the project. Like collecting dust, wax, hair. Yeah.
Well, one, if I'm using wax, I make sure that I pull the wax off of the needle thread before I even use it. And then I wipe my hands off real good because that stuff will really ruin the pile of the velvet.
And it's greasy, so it sometimes stains.
So there's that thing. If my velvet gets dirty when I'm like beading, I don't care. I leave it. I just, depending on if it's white, then yes, I would really be very cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Any other color, I don't really care about cleaning it unless I'm taking a photo of it to put on social media in the process of beading. Otherwise, I'll just wait to the end and I'll just clean it off then. Because when you're cleaning it too, what happens is, depending on how you're cleaning it, if you're using a brush or if you're using like, what do you call that? Painter's tape or whatever kind of tape that doesn't have a really good adhesive. You don't want a super adhesive type of tape or whatever you're using to take off whatever lint might be on the velvet, just because that actual adhesive could take out the fibers of the velvet.
It'll take chunks out.
So that's why I don't do that in the process of beading, because I'm afraid if then you're left with a hole or something, you know? So I just wait to the end. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, if you're working in an environment or in a place where there's cat hair and all that kind of stuff, well, then you just wait to the end and you take it off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Don't show anybody how it looks like that because it probably won't look great.
I like my...
So there's that. But also, you have to be very aware of where you're working in terms of like, do you have a smoothie that has no lid? Did you like have, like I've done in the past, had spaghetti and had a dot fall on something
flying on it.
and then it's like, okay, I guess I'm putting a bead there or something, you know, like, so you just have to be aware of what you're doing and just, you have to be masterful at eating and drinking and doing all that kind of stuff when you're doing beadwork. Like I eat popcorn sometimes, but when I eat popcorn and I'm doing beadwork, I'm not putting on butter on my popcorn. I'll do that.
Or you wash your hands.
But no, like even in between, I can't eat butter and bead at the same time. So that kind of is different, you know.
Take a break and you eat.
But you can eat chips because then you can just wipe your hand on your pants. And then you keep eating. So anyway, but yeah.
I was laughing because I was thinking of the hair. Because, well, obviously we got dogs. So when we went to Goodnond again.
You had hair on your, oh yeah, that's right. You had hair there. Like, oh my God,
my first place.
Had a hair on there.
Had freaking dog hair on it. My daughter was like disgusted, like, it's daughter's dog hair on. I was like, whoa, fuck, I don't know.
It's natural.
It's natural. It's part of the fibers.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, we pulled it off, but yeah. So yeah, it happens. But yeah, that's me too. All of that. Like my daughter's set. Her graduation.
Oh my God, it was beige, right?
It was like an off-white. So it's just, you keep washing your hands when you're working with fabrics.
Yeah, like that,
because your body oil will eventually, everything makes it look gray.
Even on leather, do not be deceived and not think that would happen.
It stains. It make it like darkens.
Especially the sinew can do it too.
Yeah, because it has like that greasy
thing,
whatever on it. So yeah, you just got to keep washing your hands. Be aware. Some people are completely against having any food or drinks near your stuff.
How would you live? I would starve. I would like not be good.
Yeah, so that's all. You just got to be super careful. That's all. Okay. Why do some people say not to use those bird scissors for beading and others say it's fine or better to use?
I have no idea what that's talking about. I like my bird scissors. I use them anytime I want for anything.
I use them for everything.
Why would anybody dog them? They're good. Maybe they're not sharp. Maybe that could be one of the reasons. I don't know, but I like them.
I find,
they're cute too.
When you first get them, they're nice and sharp and then they dull.
Just like everything. Go take them to the scissor guy. I don't know where that is, but I think there's one in the mall somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard anyone say not use them. I like them.
But there are different qualities.
Yeah, there's different sizes too.
Yeah, so be cautious of that.
Yeah. I use like the tiny ones, but I was at Douglas or something and she has the bigger ones. Like they're a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, damn, like these are even like better for certain things. Like for snipping off like just your threads. I like the tiny little ones. It's just something quick. But I don't know what I was doing with the bigger ones. But I was like, shit, there's like, they were better for certain things. So I like them both. I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't use them. So I don't know. Anyways, to each their own, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. What do people use to construct medallions? Are there any tricks to make beaded items weigh less? Oh. Helen is very weightless.
Yeah.
Cotton canvas is weightless. The only thing is if you're making a medallion, I don't think cotton canvas would hold up unless you use like a harder backing to support it. But
yeah,
it's still going to weigh the same. So the weight is just going to vary based
On
on
the
how much
beads
beads
too,
you have.
or what kind of necklace you have, or
how much
whatever.
glue you put on it, or all of that. Like you can't really. Yeah, I don't know. People used to use cardboard, but that's heavy too. The Pellin, I would say, is probably the lightest.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's very airy and it's light. So I don't know. That would be, I would say, the lightest.
Yeah, I would think so.
So that's my answer.
And I like to back mine with leather too. So, I mean, it's not, because it gives a little bit more stability.
Yeah, that makes it heavy too, though, sometimes. Heavier than a fabric.
I don't know, but it depends what kind. If you're using like commercial, then yeah, for sure. But if you're using because I don't have to put anything behind my fabric.
Yeah, you just
put that, slap
that
on.
around.
But I've never noticed anything in terms of the weight. It also depends on how big your medallion is. If it's humongous, then of course it's going to be kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Start doing those neck exercises.
Yeah, so that was basically it. This was my own notes. That was all of our questions from our listeners.
So what's that other part? Is that something else, or that's your own stuff? The other part, it's all written.
Oh, this is my everything book.
Oh, your everything journal.
Yeah. So the next thing, it was like people talking about business, being in business during Christmas.
Oh, what was this? What's going on?
No, I don't know. It was just like I had seen so many posts about people like, please be kind to our worker.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And stuff like that. So I was just like, I had to laugh because I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. Everybody's crazy around Christmas. Mm-hmm. Everybody is stressed.
Yeah.
Shoppers, customers, clients, workers, everybody, owners, everybody's stressed at that time. So I just made a note of it. Like,
because you were going to say that during the podcast, like, be kind to your vendors.
Be kind to everybody. Yeah, I guess it's just a crazy time. So it was just, it was nuts. Like being in a business around Christmas, I'd like to hear other people's views and stories. Like, how do you manage the craziness at that time? Like, how do you keep your sanity? How do you deal with clients that might be upset or, angry about whatever, or if they didn't get their package on time and,
Oh my goodness. I mean, I can only imagine how it was for one, postal workers who weren't working. How it must have felt like, working. Actually, the post office was open, but there was no packages there. So, I mean, that must have been hard.
That's like shooting the messenger.
Because it's not I mean, they're not doing it but just because they don't want to give you a package. You're trying to get the best thing for their wage and their living and all that kind of jazz, right? Like that's why they're taking the stance. But then going to here at our local shipping center and then seeing hundreds, piles of all kinds of packages, big ones and small ones, and thinking like, oh my God, you got to sort through all that. Then you got to tell people it's here, and then somebody's coming there, and all that. It was like, madhouse.
I'm pretty sure they hired like about 3 or 4 new people for just that week or that month just to support the rush. But yeah, things get hairy, things get crazy. Like, I don't know how I dealt with it. Like,
but you had to work or two for some of the days, right? You didn't work every day.
No, Megan was like major help. Yeah, because I was fried. Christmas is our busiest time of the year, not only just for the store, but for classes and things like that.
You were you had a lot of stuff going on. I wonder why you are taking a little bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Every day it seemed like you had a class.
I did. So I was like, I think Friday, Saturday, Sundays were my only days off. And even then there were some like weekends where I was still working. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like one of those things, like you got to take advantage of
when the iron strikes, right?
Exactly. It was, prime time. So, but yeah, it was just kind of rough for everybody. Like it was just kind of crazy.
Are you going to do classes in March when everyone's money runs out and they're looking for things to spend their money on the fiscal year? That's something to think about.
I don't know. I don't know, because some companies have actually been very smart and been already spending that money.
Yeah, that's good.
Like I've had organizations like booking 3, 4, 5 classes in advance per month. So
that's good.
They're kind of on top of it. So which actually helps out a lot. So that's something to keep in mind if you are a big business and you have money that you got to burn before March or whatever. You know what? You have to get rid of it before March. Do not go to small businesses and ask for like 8,000 classes like that month or that week, or you know what I mean? Like,
and if you can
do it all year.
Or if you can do a postage check for the next year, have already put it on the books. If you can put it on the books for like the next year, fiscal year.
Yeah, definitely.
Then
because it is a lot. Sometimes I do get, last year, that's what happened. I got hit with And it was like, I literally just, I was like, of course I want your money, but I do not have the time to
do this.
To do it.
Yeah.
I don't have the physical time. So I had to, turn a lot of people away and stuff like that. So it's hard, and that's it. Sometimes it's the last minute things. And lately the classes have been really busy, and I am teaching. That's probably why I'm burnt, but I'm teaching. I have 3 classes between now and I think May.
Okay.
So it's just like I'm cycling them.
You mean long-term class? Like,
Yeah.
not just one day classes. Oh, beading classes.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I have.
So you're not taking a break from teaching them right now. You're just taking a break from acquiring new classes.
Yeah. That's what I'm stopping. I'm not booking anything anymore. Like,
I see what you mean. Okay.
yeah, because I'm already in them. I don't have the time, first of all, and I'm already burnt. Like, and I still have a class in February to May. So I just need a break, basically. So, but yeah, so something to think about. If you gotta burn money, do it right away. Like, if you're trying to get
wellness or something,
from somebody, check in with them right away. Don't wait till last minute, because unfortunately people don't have time.
Yeah, and sometimes sometimes it doesn't matter how much money. Sometimes it doesn't look good. Like it doesn't look good enough to. Yeah, it doesn't look good enough to say fine, sure, I'll do it. Yeah, you gotta.
If you don't got it, you can't do it. So. And that's kind of how it got around Christmas too for me. I had people like asking me 2 or 3 times, like, can you please just fit me in? And I was like, where? Like, do you want to come to my house and at dinner we'll paint? Like, I don't have time. Like, so I got, it's hard, after a while, like, and it's hard to say no because it's fun. Like, I enjoy it too, but so that was that. Anyways, so that was all of our questions. But where are you at for grad?
Well, for grad, I have
orders.
I have 2 of my sons. I'm making beading for my niece. I have a pair of moccasins and now a beaded purse. So I have like a lot of stuff to do. I made 1 medallion already for my son. I'm trying to get all of my youngest son. The youngest of the 3 sons of my 3 sons. No, what am I saying? Sorry about that. My youngest, the son who is graduating, who is the youngest. No, that makes no sense either. I have 2 sons who's graduating this year. Today,
oh,
tomorrow.
I see what you mean. Yes,
I have 2 sons graduating this year, and
the younger of the 2.
The younger of the 2, I am started his stuff already. So I have a medallion done. I'm right now in the process of beading his cuffs. I'm pretty sure I'll have one of the cuffs done today, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And then I get to bead the other one. Woohoo! But this year, I asked them if they both could just have center seam moccasins. No problem. And center seams on my moccasins for my kids doesn't involve beading a cuff. It just involves like having a cuff because, they're 17 and 22. They're not like, I'm not sure if they're wearing them all over the place, I don't see them wearing moccasins now at Gunnersesnes. So they use them, but I don't know. Maybe they do. Actually, the younger of the 2 wore his graduation moccasins one time. They had no cuff and they had a beaded vamp. So, I'm like, whatever. It's just for the day. So I'm just doing that. So I have that to do. I think he's having a Gustoa, which he had worn in grade 6, and it's an expandable. So I just got to change the color of the band. My older son, everything is designed already in terms of like the cuffs are designed. So that for me, those are the major pieces that are going to be beaded is the cuff and a medallion. So that's done. My niece, I have nothing yet, just because I said I was going to do it towards the end of the school year. But now I have this other stuff, so I got to bump it up. So there's that. So this center seam moccasins, it won't be hard. I just got to get the footprint. The purse, thankfully, it's an addition to an outfit, so I have an idea of what I can use. It's just getting the fine details. I think that's all. But you know me, like, I could probably take on somebody else's pleading case if I wanted to. But like I said, I'm trying to get into these markets and to do things. And so, I don't know. But that's where I am for graduation. So I got those 3 majors, 2 minors.
Majors and minors.
And I don't know, like, what my niece, if she's going to want the full gamut. I know her mother told me, but I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, other than that, and that's it. I think that's all. I hope that's all. And you? Oh, and I have 2 outstanding things that I want to do, but anyway, 3. Oh, I got 3 outstanding things. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I have, I don't know what I got. Things are up in the air. Like there was one order where I wasn't sure if it was still happening or not. It seems like it is happening. So I started the actual pattern. Just even that was like, yay, just to get it going. Like,
yeah, I mean, once you start, it's finding momentum isn't hard. It's just maintaining momentum.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes so much sense. I just contradicted myself. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm just because like I said, I'm just like don't want to do anything or whatever. I'm not doing anything, but I was like, let me at least just prep until like the mood strikes, and then I'll do it because then it'll be there, it'll be ready because that's half the battle. So the other day I just sat at the shop and I just did the moccasin patterns for 2 of the orders that I have.
Good.
One is a full set, like full on everything.
Like purse, vamps,
Girl,
cuffs? Yeah. Okay, full.
So that's a full. So I just started I have her pattern ready.
Was that already set? Because I remember last year you said you're not taking any orders.
No, that was already set. That was already, that's a gift type of set. And then I have my nephew's. So I started his. Yes, his is done. I think I just have to do the vamp. I have to check the vamp and do a new pattern for that. And then his, at least just those moccasin patterns are all done. And I had another one that's been kicked around for a while. I've been doing that one, but
an order?
Yeah. No, well, yeah, a grad order. So that one's an easy one. I only have one major. That's the only one. So all the other ones I want to have them done. The other ones are like, one is just a cuff and medallions. I have just one moccasin. That's it. And then I have one medallion moccasin. So those are the easy ones. They're, when you accumulate them all together, it's still a lot of work.
It's still a lot, yeah.
But individually, those are easy orders. It's the big one. So I do have a timeline though. So I do have to like get off my ass and just like suck it up and just do it by February, which is like next week.
The big one?
No. I would like to start the big one by February and have it done by March. So I would like to have that one done.
I think that's one of my goals. One of my goals is to not, like last year, did I have graduation over? Yeah, I had graduations done, but I was also in the artist in residence thing.
That thing.
Hopefully somebody who's listening applied. But the majority of my things were done beforehand. And so this year I'm hoping to continue that and not be last minute. I'm trying not to. Like, I know that's a toxic trait of mine.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling like I should burn that rottenness.
Well, that's why I kind of want to try to stick to my thing. There's 2 that I am waiting for items though to start them. Like one, I don't have any colors. I don't know what they want.
Okay.
So I can't move forward now. I figured if I just at least do the leather work for the moccasins, it'll be ready to go for when, or I'm just going to make it and they're going to like it. And that's it. Like, too bad. Like, that's where I'm at with that one. The other one, I'm waiting for the foot tracing because I was so mad they were here because they're not here. The person that I'm doing
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, they came down. They were here. So I got the foot pattern. I traced. I don't know what I did with it. I think I tossed it. So I had all papers and stuff, so it probably got
fax it to you.
Yeah, so she traced it and she's gonna get it.
Oh, good.
I think she did anyways. So I'm waiting on that. I can't do anything. I can't move forward until I know.
But you figure out the colors? Because remember before you were... Okay.
I messaged, but you just reminded me I have to go and double check that. I'm still waiting for a response on that. Okay. So yeah. So those things are like in limbo. Like maybe that's why too. I just kind of feel like I can't move forward anyways. So there is one that I can finish like soon. So as soon as I feel it, then I'll do it.
That is so good. I just realized when you were talking, I checked my calendar because you were talking about like months and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going on a trip in April.
Ooh.
And so what I did is I changed like my work weeks, right? Because I had to make adjustments or whatever. And so I was just looking like, oh yeah, okay. So like this is it always happens towards the end of the work week that I'm supposed to be beading. I end up being like really jazzed. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to keep beading. And then I got to go to work, right? Where it should be the first day of the actual week. I'm all jazzed up, but usually I'm cleaning and trying to get my life in order. Mm-hmm. And I just realized that I'm working 4 weeks straight.
Ooh, gross.
It's not gross. It's just because it's not gross. It's good. I mean, it'll be very interesting for me to see what it's like to work.
It's just from my side of the end.
4 weeks in a row.
I'm done with that kind of life.
I know, but like, because I haven't worked 4 weeks in a row in a very long time. Like, for very, 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 at least 2 years. And it'd be interesting to see what it's actually, I've never worked full time for 4 weeks in like 10 years, maybe. Maybe that, yeah.
You're going to be tired.
I'm going to be tired, but I just realized like here I'm on a big giant beading frenzy. And the next time I'll be able to bead is the end of February.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no. So, for our listeners, I'm not sure if it's going to be out. Probably this won't be out, but I'm also doing another bead night at the KOR art place. So that's another thing I'm doing on the side.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
saw there's one tonight, right?
No, actually, it was tonight, but then there is a conflict because there's something going on at the Ganusisne, so I'm going to do that. So it's going to be on Tuesday of next week.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, so I'm going to do that. Yeah. So
Yes,
anybody
yes.
else who's looking for something to do, maybe in the coming months, you'll be able to see that. It's a nice little get together. It starts at 6, usually about 8:30.
Lovely.
We just get together and bead, and usually they give us little snacks, chips or whatever. So
Nice.
nice. So yeah, so I just realized that I'm going to be tied down, literally.
Forever.
Not forever. I'm doing the good work. I'm doing the good work. I'm doing the good work. I'm doing the good work.
Oh,
I'm doing the good work.
Yuck. I'm just, it's just because
when I'm
just not there anymore.
when I'm there, when I walk in, I'm thinking, here's a work week. Like, well, when I'm coming off of a bead work, I have a hard time talking today. When I come off the beading,
The planet's
the
alive.
beading week, I'm like, I got to work. You know, like the following Monday, and I walk into the school like, okay, I'm here, like, let's get into it. But then on Friday, or like on Thursday, I'm like, man, I wish I was working next week. So it's one of those things where I love it when I'm there, and then I love what I'm doing when I'm not there. But now I'm going to have 4 weeks. I might be like difficult to live with. I have to not drink any soda. I'm going to have to be really conscious because I might be stressed out, but I don't think so. I don't know. But yeah. But I don't know. But that's the arrangement I had to make with my job so that I could take the week off to go to a very interesting destination.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a question before we wrap things up.
Go for it.
So, you know how, since we're in the new year, you know how everyone... you know how everybody always makes...
resolution?
Yeah. Do you do that? Do you believe in that?
No,
What do
I
you
don't
do?
believe in resolutions. I don't make it. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't. I do reflection, but I do reflection all year round. I don't leave it to like January or even midwinter. I don't. I'm always constantly trying to do that. And I've had some reflection and feedback, and I'm like, cool. Like, I'm going to see if I can do things in a different way, or yeah. So it's interesting that I'm not going to try to, the intention is to be more aware of a certain thing that I'm doing, and just like, be aware of it and just see what happens if I make my
conscious changes.
Conscious changes about it, and then see what's going on. Because I realized that it was very good feedback, and it is true in some regards. And I'm like, awesome. Like, because nobody likes, I guess, the mirror to be put in their face. But when somebody has not the strength, when somebody has I don't want to say guts. It's not that. When you have an opportunity to have somebody do that for you sometimes, it's a good thing. Like, it's okay, cool, awesome. I'll turn a new leaf. Good leaf, turn a new leaf over and try to like see what can be accomplished in a more productive way if I am more conscious of what I'm doing. So yeah, so I'm going to do that. That's what I thought about. I was thinking about that last week, and I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see. And that's it. But I'm not like, I'm going to try to lose 10 pounds. I would love to go on the trip and not be as not so great in bathing suit thing, even though I don't really care because I'm not there for nobody. But you know what? I just like whatever. But then I'm not doing anything about it either. Like, I like my double chin. My husband doesn't care, I guess. So, I mean, whatever. It'll be when it'll be, like I would like to. I was thinking about getting one of those like at home walking pads.
Oh, yeah. A little yeah, but you know what? I bought myself a treadmill, and
well, I could just use yours. I just don't want to go to the gym. Okay, so I went away. No, I didn't go away. I went to my son's training. My son is training for a big race and stuff like that. And so I went to the place, and I was there, and they had a gym, and some people from town were there. And I was just like, man, I go, the gym intimidates me. And they're like, why? There's nobody here. And I said, it's not the gym. It's not the people that intimidate me. Like, I don't care what I look like if I'm at the gym. I don't ever go to the gym. I've maybe gone to the gym a handful of times. I'm not really a gym person, but it's because I don't know the gym. Like, I don't know the machines. I don't know what I should be doing and all that kind of stuff. So that's where I feel intimidated. Not that I don't think I could learn how to do it, but I'm just like, you know what?
it's overwhelming at first.
Yeah.
New and whatever.
And you got to leave your house, and like, it seems like a chore, but I know for mental health and for good standings for yourself, activity is best. And I did work out on the rowing machine when I was there this past time. And I have one at the house. Like, my son has a paddle machine. I could use it. But I'm thinking, like, what's 10 minutes when I could be 10 minutes seeing something else?
Well, and that's it. It's, yeah.
How about you? Are you an intention setter or goal setter, resolutioner, that kind of jazz?
Yes and no. I don't I like goalposts type of thing. So, and I like things that like, I use like the new year as like a new beginning type of thing. So I can't say like, okay, by this time I'm going to do that. Like, I don't do like a resolution, I guess, but I do like to say, okay, well, this is a start point.
Like reset?
Yeah, like a reset type of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I do and I don't. I don't know. Did I this year? I don't know. I'm just, it's the same, like you said, like every so often I just kind of make a goal or whatever for myself. Like I'm always kind of reflecting and doing all that anyways. So, but I find like, okay, well, it's a new year. Like, let me just start something fresh or
buy a
whatever,
new notebook. No, I didn't do that this year. I didn't buy a new calendar.
Yeah. But I don't know. Other than that, I think it's just like, when we went away, it was just so happened though, it was at that time. Yeah. So it was kind of like, I did like some of the new things that I am working through is like my anxiety was like acting up quite a bit. So what I did was I started moving. When I feel anxious, I'm moving. So that's a new thing. It just coincided with New Year's. Yeah. Because that's when all the shit was happening. Like, and I think it was the stress from Christmas that kind of led up to most of it. So those are new things that
Do you often get stressed out at Christmas? Like Christmas, like stress, like family gatherings, or like just Christmas, like it's a rush, everyone have a small business kind of jazz?
Yeah,
I mean,
both.
we're kind of getting into things now, and we're almost at the end of our conversation, but yeah.
But yeah, both. I would say both. This year more because we were going away. That stressed me out because I had to plan and I had to worry about. I had one kid who stayed home, which hasn't ever happened before. He's 18. He can manage. He can do it. But I'm his mother, and I'm still going to worry about those things. And I cried a few times, thinking like, I know you're fine. I know you can feed yourself. You have everybody around here, but it's the fact that I'm leaving you. That you're staying home by yourself. Like I didn't feel bad.
It's a new phase in motherhood.
But, so I was just kind of like, So, but it was the idea of like, it's the control of it all. Like, so we brought him to go get groceries, made sure, everything was set. In my head, I don't know why I do this to myself, but I always like feel like everything's got to be in order before I go. I don't know why. It doesn't have to be, but it was stuff like that. Getting the dogs freaking.
Oh my goodness, I can imagine.
Paperwork, getting one to boarding. My mother and my brother took the other one, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Like getting whatever, So I was stressed. I was just stressed. And then it was a Christmas shit right before. So I was just like, ugh. Anyways, so that's my new thing is like just trying to move. But I did realize that a lot of different things that I want to do, I guess this year or now, the new me in the new year, kind of moving with purpose, making like more conscious decisions, more. I've started following this lady. The hell's that tall guy there?
Not Tony Robbins.
No, not Tony Robbins, but this lady's last name is Robbins. I forget.
Mel Robbins.
Yeah. So she started popping up on my thing. So I started following her on Facebook. And a lot of the stuff she says, it's like, they're short little clips and they're like super beneficial. So anyways, she had said something about, how we always feel like we always have to do, success is always doing more or happiness is more. I have to do something else in order to feel whatever. So she's like, and it's not. All you have to do is, most of the times, it's doing less. Because take the few little things that you do good and do them better and do it with purpose or whatever. So I was like, damn it, Mel, I'm going to do that.
Just a podcast too.
Yeah.
I listen to her podcast.
So I want to get on that bandwagon too. So so I was like, freaking right. You're right. Because I am one of those in my line of work too, in a store, in retail or in whatever. It's always that constant change and doing more and being bigger and better and all of that. So it's very easy to be a small business and get wrapped up in that. Yeah. To be swept away by that current that you always have to do. So I'm new. So I'm better. So you're always trying to one up yourself. And that's tiring and it's super stressful after a while because there's only so much you can do. So when I heard that, it kind of gave me permission, or it gave me the insight basically to say like, yeah, you are doing too much. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to imagine everything. And I think that's where it leaks into the beadwork too. I feel stagnant because it's like, what else is there to remember? What else is there to, or not remember, but imagine, or what else is there to do now? Like everything's been done. Everything is beautiful on its own. Everyone has done beautiful things. Like, well, what else am I going to contribute to that? So it's just that doing less, taking a step back, and then just focusing on doing the few little things that I do want to do and doing them a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my whole outlook on everything right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
With that being said,
Wrap it up.
well, I was going to say that, but also like, what is it that maybe our listeners are doing with purpose?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what intentions or goals have you set for yourself? You know, like beadwork, personal, financial. Like I know, like even for me, when you're talking about that, I'm purposely trying to be more financially secure, stable, conscious, that kind of stuff, you know, like, and that's one of the benefits of having a job.
Yeah.
You know, like a steady job where you know the income is coming every week, whereas whatever, I'm trying to really look at it and set myself up for success no matter what will come in the future. So I'm just like, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's it. As I sit here and drink my shakes and, but that's it. It's just I'm refocusing on me. I think like that's what.
Well, good.
And sometimes that means like it means dropping beadwork. It might mean not dedicating time to classes. It might mean taking more time off from the store because that consumes my life. So I do have to prioritize other things now. So, and I think that's where I'm in limbo because I don't know what that means yet. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out of all of it.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for listening to our lengthy podcast today. We hope that you have a wonderful day and we will see you again on the flip side of next month. Toodles. Oh no.
The views and opinions of the guests expressed in this podcast do not reflect those of Iorì and its employees.